Koutou ko AshLeigh Campbell toko ingoa, and I am your Fonterra Dairy Woman of the Year 2020. I'm videoing in this evening from my office here in Canterbury. As you can see, it's a gorgeous sunny day down here today. I would have absolutely loved to be there with you all this evening, but unfortunately, logistically, it just wasn't going to work as I need to be down in Wanaka tomorrow for a really close friend's wedding. And to be honest, it seems kind of fitting that, you know, I won this award last year through an online webinar format that the Dairy Women's Network pulled together, and so it seems only appropriate that I finish, I guess, my year in an online format as well here for you all this evening.
Without further ado, it's my absolute pleasure to announce the 2020 Fonterra Dairy Woman of the Year is AshLeigh Campbell. Kia ora, AshLeigh, congratulations.
As many of you are aware, I won this award on a webinar format. So me and my flatmate were in our bubble and I was wearing my nice dress, had put makeup on, which I hadn't done for about 3 to 4 weeks, but didn't go too far, and it was a really enjoyable evening to be sitting there in our woolen socks.
I'm honestly shocked right now. I cannot believe this. Okay.
My flatmate Kath, who was in my bubble, we definitely celebrated that night and polished off a couple of bottles of champagne. It was definitely a different way to win, and you know, the landscape in 2020 has been one that's been different for all of us, and so I had to work a little bit differently around how I would make the most of my year of Fonterra Dairy Woman of the Year for 2020. A lot of this meant moving into online and webinar formats, but to look back over the past 12 months, when I sat down the other night and wrote down what I'd been up to, I was actually quite amazed and quite surprised pleasantly around actually all the things that I've managed to squeeze into the last 12 months. I've got a bit of a list here and I'll try and make it short and sweet. But I met with Jeanette Rawotsky, the Fonterra Director Executive Talent, and she supported me and has been an amazing connection. I had a lunch, learn and laugh with the volunteer regional leaders, and that was cool to get and see them and have a bit of Q&A with them and get to know them more and understand them. To my surprise, there was a mini gala awards held by the Canterbury branch down in Ashburton. I unbeknowingly walked in thinking I was just giving a speech that evening about a little bit about myself and what I'd been up to, but was completely blindsided by Renee and her team to an awards evening. So thank you, ladies, and thank you to those that pulled together that surprise evening down in Ashburton. I also met with Kamal Mystery, who is the Global Business Director for Sports and Lifestyle Nutrition. Kamal's been an awesome connection, and even though we're in different parts of the world, it was great that we could connect via internet and webinar format. I was also fortunate enough to be involved in the ASB Field Days panel webinar, as well as obviously the Field Days moving to an online format as well. This week I'm going to be taking over the Dairy Women's Network Instagram. So I was fortunate enough as well to have a bit of fun with the Dairy Women's Network and be involved in the Instagram takeover for a week through the calving and spring season. Super hot down here in Canterbury, so it's really nice to just dip in and have a swim after work after a really hot day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my content, and if you haven't already, go follow Dairy Women's Network Instagram page because they're always uploading heaps of awesome content. I was also part of the launch for this year's 2021 finalists and getting people to nominate and put forward other amazing women in our sector. I did this alongside previous winners Katie Milne and Rebecca Cogan, and that was a really awesome experience as well. I had hoped to get to the Dairy Women's Leadership Forum, however this has been postponed till May. I think it's the only event that we've been unable to pull off so far in the 12-month period. I've also been able to attend various Dairy Women's Network webinars and events, including local quizzes that our Dairy Women's Network have posted. I've had the privilege as well of attending a number of industry events and wearing, I guess, my Fonterra Dairy Woman of the Year hat, and it's amazing how many people come up to you and acknowledge and understand and recognise the contribution that Fonterra and the Dairy Women's Network are doing for the sector. One of the awesome things as well is I've had the opportunity to connect with more of our members within the network, not only in webinar but out in industry events, and just walking down the road and bumping into them. You're all such awesome people, and I've been really humbled to meet you all. It was also great just the other week to meet with the Group Director for Farm Source, Richard Allen. Richard presented the award to me in the webinar format nearly 12 months ago, and so it was really awesome to finally get up to Auckland, walk into the HQ for Fonterra and shake your hand personally, Richard. We had a quick half-an-hour korero and it was really good, and I also got to meet with Anne Douglas, who's the Head of Marketing for Fonterra Farm Source. I really welcomed the opportunity and I look forward to meeting you again in the future. The Fonterra Dairy Woman of the Year award comes with a $20,000 scholarship, and I'm sure you're all wondering exactly what I've got up to with that scholarship. As we know, the world has changed the last year, and unfortunately I haven't been able to use the scholarship just yet. I have though had conversations with the Global Women's Network, and I'm looking to enter their Breakthrough Leaders Scholarship in 2022. Although I would have liked to enrol this year, I just think that there's too much uncertainty still in our world, and I'd like to push it through to 2022 when hopefully I have a few more experiences under my belt that I can bring to the table whilst doing the scholarship. What does the future look like from me now as I close my term as Fonterra Dairy Woman of the Year for 2020? I've had some exciting opportunities and connections the past 12 months, and one of the most exciting things that I'm looking forward to in my near future is taking on a variable order share milking role here in Canterbury for Ngāi Tahu farming. These girls that you see featuring with me today, I'll be looking after them in a couple months' time. I'm going into a business partnership with a long-term friend of mine, Jason DeVoe, and we're going to be milking the cows here in the Canterbury complex called Te Whenua Hou, milking peak milk 880 Kiwi Cross. It's been a couple of years now since I've been enjoying those early morning starts like most of you there this evening. However, I am looking forward to those early starts in the few months to come. I'll be out there rearing the calves as well as looking after the bookwork and no doubt the odd milking as well. It's been a different landscape for me the last few years with the agribusiness focus, and so I'm really looking to bring both those skill sets together as I enter the share milking operation next season. It's only appropriate as well that the cows that I'll be milking next season have pink tags to represent the Dairy Women's Network. I would like to take this time to have a wee moment of thanks, especially to Jules, Zalara and the wider team at the Dairy Women's Network, not to mention all the volunteers and members out there. You've all made this such an enjoyable journey the past 12 months and one that I'll never forget. I'd like to acknowledge all the previous award winners. You are such prestigious women in our sector and industry, and so to be named alongside you as a winner for 2020, I felt incredibly humbled and, to be completely honest, gobsmacked. I definitely invested quite a bit of time into myself, including a life coach for 6 months last year, because no doubt, like most of us, we all do feel a little bit of imposter syndrome sometimes. I think it was one of the best things I could have done, and I definitely have no regrets having invested in myself the past 12 months. I'd also like to thank Trish Rankin, the previous award winner to me. Trish has been a great sounding board. I think within 48 hours of winning the award, we managed to jump on a Zoom call together. Trish and I have met many a times the past 12 months, so it's been really good to have her as a support. Fonterra, thank you for all your support, not only to myself the past 12 months, but to our organisation, as well as the wider sector. With that recent milk price increase, no doubt you guys will be shouting more than a few drinks for all those there at this awards evening tonight. Congratulations to our 3 finalists this evening, Siobhan, Rebecca and Belinda. It's such an amazing thing to be recognised for something that we love doing and getting up and being a part of the dairy sector. I wish you all the best, and just remember that I'm here to support you, as are the other cohort of previous winners. Have the best night, let your hair down, and remember the 12 months goes very, very fast. I can vouch for that. It was the exact words that Trish said to me when I won the award 12 months ago. And just make it yours. Be authentic, be yourself, it's all you can do. Enjoy the evening, ladies. Bye.